Creatures of Italian folklore. The history of Italian folklore has its roots in different cultural traditions that have left cultural legacies after their passage. Some stories have Christian origins, especially those concerning demons, which are sometimes recognized by Christian demonology, while others come from Roman and pagan mythologies. In the world of art, animals and fantastic creatures have been used with symbolic or allegorical value. Many creatures of Italian folklore were used to explain unexplainable natural phenomena such as bad harvests or sleep paralysis, or were used for educational purposes. For example, to keep children away from dangerous places or animals. Some main demons of Italian mythology. Hell. In religion and mythology, hell is a realm in the hereafter where evil souls are subjected to punitive torment, most commonly by torture, as permanent punishment after death. Hell is mentioned in many mythology and beliefs. Tartarus, or Tartaros, deep place, is the region under heaven, earth, and Pontus in classical Greek mythology. Tartarus is the hellish component of Hades, the entire underworld. It is either a deep, dark region, a pit, or an abyss used as a dungeon of agony and misery. Plato, about 400 BC, said in the Gorgias that the souls of the departed were judged after they paid to pass the river of the dead, and those who suffered punishment were consigned to Tartarus. On the other hand, the traditional Hades is more like the Old Testament Sheol. The Romans eventually adopted these ideas. Hell is taught as the final destination of those who are not found worthy after the general resurrection and last judgment in the Roman Catholic Church, many other Christian churches, such as the Methodists, Baptists, and Episcopalians, and some Greek Orthodox churches, where they will be eternally punished for sin and permanently separated from God. Nightmares, the Incubi and Succubi. According to mythical and legendary traditions, an incubus is a male demon who lies upon sleeping women to engage in sexual intercourse with them. A succubus is its feminine counterpart. Incubi and succubi stories have been told for millennia in ancient communities. According to certain legends, repeated sexual interaction with an incubus or succubus can lead to health problems, mental impairment, or even death. Many of the characteristics of this creature were then assimilated by other supernatural beings of the Italian popular tradition. In legend, a succubus is a female demon or supernatural being who appears in dreams to entice men, generally via sexual activities. Repeated sexual interaction with a succubus, according to religious traditions, can lead to poor physical or mental health, and even death. A succubus is typically shown as a lovely seductress or enchantress in modern depictions, rather than as a demonic or dangerous being. Aamon is a demon mentioned often in Christian demonology. In demonology, Aamon is one of Astaroth's aides. He knows the past and the future. He can provoke love. He creates confusion in the minds of its enemies. According to some authors, he possesses 40 legions of demons, thus having the title of prince. Demonologists have associated his name with that of the Egyptian god Amun or the Carthaginian god Baal-Hamon. Aamon is also known as Nawum, whose name means, he who induces greed. Aamon has the head of an owl, the front of the body with 2 wolf legs, and the back that ends in a worm-snake tail. Amphisbaena. The Amphisbaena is a mythical snake with 2 heads, one at each end of the body, and eyes that shine like lamps. According to the Greek myth, the Amphisbaena was generated by the blood drip from the head of the Gorgon Medusa when Perseus flew over the Libyan desert. Amyntador. The Amyntador is a creature of Sardinian mythology that attacks people in their sleep through nightmares, and in Sardinian called Amyntajuras. In some ways, this creature is an interpretation of the Romans' incubus. For some scholars, this belief mainly originated after 241 BC, or after the capture of the island by the Romans following the victory over the Carthaginians, but for others Sardinia developed these superstitions much earlier. The nymph Anguana or Agana or Longana, is an aquatic nymph belonging to Alpine mythology, widespread also in Umbria, Abruzzo, Emilia-Romagna, Veneto, and Tuscany. She lives only in fresh waters, such as lakes, rivers, waterfalls, and streams. Generally, the Anguana are represented as nature spirits similar to the nymphs of the Greek-Roman world, whose characters very often merge with those of the Undines and other figures of Germanic and Slavic mythology, the Rocky in particular. In many areas of Friuli, their myth overlaps and merges with that of the Crivipete, with which they share numerous legends. Some stories affirm that Anguana, like other mythical creatures, were women who died in childbirth, or even young dead girls, or the souls of stillborn children, or even women born wrapped in the amniotic sac, like the Bainandandi. According to other traditions, they were women of the woods, dedicated to a pagan cult, but they were mostly considered non-human creatures belonging to the spirit world. They are frequently described as young women, often very attractive and able to seduce men. At other times, however, they appear as beings that are half girls and half reptiles or fish, capable of shouting. In other stories, they are thin and ghostly old women or nocturnal creatures who always vanish before anyone can see their faces. The legends about Anguana have in common the presence, in these creatures, of one or more non-human traits. Hen, duck, goat feet. The other common element is they live near springs and streams and are protectors of the waters. Many stories tell of how they taught men traditional crafts, such as spinning wool or cheese making. Such stories generally end with men breaking the pact and offending the Anguana. The Anguana is a variant of the many female entities with reptilian or pisiform features. These traditions have their roots in Indo-European mythology. These female semi-deities, always linked to water, have some common traits. They have an at least partially or temporarily anthropomorphic appearance but keep a profound animality, so much to dominate the animal world and to be identified with a totemic animal. They are sexualized. Men can have an erotic relationship with them. They can make use of magic and control time. They often show themselves as a triad of beautiful maidens. They always live in a distant and often inaccessible dimension. They are connected to the sun and life, or, in contrast, to darkness and the chthonic world and death. More strictly, the Anguana has many points of contact with the French Melusine. The Babau, the bogeyman, more rarely Babau, Barabauf, or Bobo, is in Italian folklore and other European regions, a mythical monster that is traditionally invoked to scare children.